Angela here with Raise the Collective. I am a Reiki Master, personal trainer, intuitive, and light worker. My mission is to help awaken as many people as possible. In this video, I would like to touch base a little bit on the full moon happening in Aquarius tomorrow morning. Late tonight, early tomorrow morning, I believe. If I remember correctly, the last energy update that I presented to you guys was based on Mercury retrograde. And during the Mercury retrograde, mind you, the Mercury just went direct about 2 weeks ago. We've been in the shadow phase of that. So the shadow phase of Mercury retrograde is also going to end at the time of the full moon. And during the Mercury retrograde, I personally, and I know that a lot of you resonated, was feeling a lot of heavy emotion. Mercury retrograde, as discussed in the video, came around to show us our wounds that still needed to be healed, show us what needed to be worked on to soon be released. This full moon is kind of the opposite. Since it's in Aquarius, Aquarius isn't so much of an emotional sign, it's more of a logical sign. So this full moon in Aquarius is really calling us to close out the chapters that were presented to us during the retrograde period. So, Spirit says, the energy says that, you've relived the trauma, you've relived the negative patterns, the negative thought processes, all of that came up. You relived it. Now, we have a clearer picture of which of those need to be released. It is time for us to shed our skin and finally move forward. Mercury is now moving direct. It is time for us to follow suit and move forward into the next chapter of our lives. We cannot do so if we're carrying all of that baggage. Those things that we need to let go of, the relationships, the childhood traumas, the job that we can't stand, or whatever the case may be. This full moon is reflecting back to you a time period of release. It is time to release. The Mercury retrograde was all about revisiting these emotions. This full moon in Aquarius is saying, hey, let go. These emotions, these experiences, these people, they have no place in your future. So if you're ready to step forward, that's what the energy is asking you to do, to step forward. You cannot take that with you. It's time to let it go. Release it. Cut the ties. Cut the cords. Your time of grieving has ended. For most of you. And if you are still grieving, this lunar cycle, this full moon is saying, hey, leave the pieces and move on, It's not time to necessarily pick them up and try to put them back together. It's time to be done with it, to just let it wash away. So that was just a short little message I wanted to deliver to you guys about the full moon. Of course, full moons are about cleansing, so get your crystals out, sit under the full moon, do what you have to do to cleanse, release, let go. Aquarius is an air sign, so it's a fresh breath of air. All of those traumas are no longer needed. You've learned all the lessons that needed to be learned. There's nothing else to gain from these people, from these experiences, from whatever it is that came up for you in particular during the retrograde. It no longer serves you. It's time to move forward. With that being said, I did want to pull a couple cards just to see what else, any other messages that we may have. I am using my Messenger Oracle deck. Beautiful. Beautiful deck. So I'm just asking Spirit, what is the most important message for the collective in regard to this full moon? What do we need to know? Most important message. This is great. See if you can see that there. Know your power. It's funny because this card came up the other day as well. So it's about knowing that you have the ability to move forward. Knowing that you are fully capable of letting go of these people, these circumstances, these traumas, these fears. Fear is huge. Just know that you have the power and the ability to release, let go, and move forward. I'm going to go ahead and read this. You have a choice in all things. Your power is born of that freedom to choose, but with that freedom comes the burden of responsibility. To know your power, you must accept responsibility for the part in all that you experience, for your part in all you experience, even when you allow others to impose their choice or will upon you. You have the power to choose if you wear the saddle or the bridle, or if another will ride upon your back. Own your power, know it, and see it in all of your choices and actions. So it's really about owning the fact that we are the creators of our reality. So if you're holding resentment towards people, situations, you have to understand that you called those experiences to you in order to learn, grow, and evolve, in order to ascend. So now, what this full moon's asking you to do is say, hey, I understand that I called this to me. I see the lesson that was here for me. I get it. I own it. Now I can release it. Let's see. Pull one more for you guys. What else do we need to know in regard to the energies of the full moon? This is interesting too. Need and necessity. So this card's about balance. About really asking yourself, what aspects of your past do you still need to hold on to, and what do you need to let go of? That was all retrograde stuff, you know. It's kind of already, at this point, you should have a pretty clear idea as to what needs to stay and what needs to go. Night and day exist within the very same moment. Creation and destruction wear the same face. You only see one or the other because you are not seeing the whole. What you may see as harmful, another may believe to be good. All is based upon perception. In nature, all occurs according to need and necessity, not right or wrong. Ask yourself, is there a genuine need to act? Is change necessary for your continued well-being and happiness? If the answer is yes, then act. If the answer is no, then do not. So again, with this retrograde, you've been asking yourself, what do I need to let go of? How is this negative situation benefiting me? How is this negative situation that I created helping me grow? That's what that card's all about. Again, it's about balance. It's about owning your power, owning the role that you played. Because then you're not projecting anger. You're not projecting resentment, fear, all of those emotions. You're kind of owning your power. You're taking it back into yourself so that you can feel empowered to move forward into the next chapter of your life. Before we go, I would like to pull from my new deck that my best friend gifted me during Virtue Goddess deck. I'm a little bit familiar with this deck, but this particular one is new to me. So we just want to know if the goddess energy, the divine feminine energy, has any messages for us for this full moon phase. How do we move forward during this time and energy? Cycles and rhythms. Honor the cycles of your body, energy levels, and emotions. So again, you know, we've been through the retrograde. We know our cycles. We've acknowledged our emotions, revisited them. So now it's time to honor yourself by releasing, letting go, moving forward. All of life is clinical. The moon, the stars, the very universe. Life inhales and then exhales again. So why should you be surprised or upset that you too have cycles? It's time for a new cycle, or the closing out of an old cycle. There are times when you feel energized, awake, and alive. There are other times when you feel isolated and shy. Your body too goes through pronounced cycles and change. Celebrate these rhythms and embrace them as the essence of the life blood that courses through you. So honor the cycles, guys. The energies are here, they're real. Honor them. Allow yourself to shift and change with them. Don't be resistant. Like I said, now's the time for letting go. Don't miss the opportunity. Don't get stuck. I personally found myself reliving a lot of negative patterns over the past few weeks, past month or so, during the retrograde and the post phase. And, I was very aware. I'm always very aware. And I'm, Angela, what are you doing? But it's not until the past couple days when this lunar energy is peaked that I'm like, I'm me again. I'm in alignment with the truth of who I am and all that I've become. And I wish the same for you. With that being said, if you are interested in a healing session, I offer distance and in-person sessions here in Newport Richey. If you're in the Lakeland area, Monida at Holistic Quarters, Monida's at Holistic Quarters. She offers all kinds of healing. My girl Candrea Ellis, you can find her on Aries New Moon on Facebook. I have a Facebook page, Raise the Collective. You can find me there. You can email me to schedule an appointment at AngelaFernandez@raisethecollective.com. If you have any questions or any requests for things you would like for me to talk about in these videos, you can drop those in the comments below. I will leave my information, Monida's and Candrea's information also in the description box below. With that being said, happy cleansing, happy healing, happy full moon. I love you all so much. Thank you for coming. Namaste.